28 Days Later. After the crap I had to watch in this marathon so far, this was a breath of fresh air. This film is great. So far, this is probably the best film I watched in this entire marathon. So what makes this film so great, and why did it launch the career of pretty much everyone involved in the film? Well, let's find out. 28 Days Later is a zombie film. Well, it's not classified as a zombie film, it's classified as an affection film, but it's basically a zombie film. The main character, Jim, wakes up 28 days later, after the infection starts, after he was in a coma, and finds out the world is turned upside down because no one's in London anymore. Well, there's nobody around. Because it turns out a bunch of other people have been infected by a disease that makes everyone basically a zombie if you get infected by it, and it's very contagious and there's no cure. Luckily for him, he finds other survivors, or two other survivors, that can help him find his parents and find a way to get him get away from all this crap. And that's pretty much most of the movie. I wouldn't want to spoil the rest of it, but basically, characters find other characters, and other people die, and so on and so forth. Your basic zombie movie, but it's done in a very executed, well way. What this film exceeds over some other zombie films is the atmosphere it creates. Just the opening sequence of seeing London completely empty is really great. It's very fun to watch. The film has some great cinematography, and the unique grain it has from being one of the earliest digitized film, using digital film rather than not real film, makes it look very unique. It really helps the atmosphere. The film also has some pretty great characters that you actually really feel for, and the best way possible. You want your horror movie characters to actually want them to survive, not just be fodder for the death, which is actually something that zombie films usually strive in. They usually have great characters, but you can't really focus on zombies since they're just zombies. It's about the people surviving. The film doesn't do necessarily anything new in the genre, but definitely does it, executes it in a way that's very good. Hard to explain, but it's one of those I recommend watching because I don't want to give away any of the spoilers. And the film is so good that The Walking Dead basically stole the entire intro of a guy wake up in the hospital bed into the zombie apocalypse. I mean, what more do you want? I also really like the relationship between the main characters of Jim and Selena. They're very opposites, but they actually grow to like each other and even learn stuff from each other. Jim by the end of the movie acts more like Selena, and Selena by the end of the movie acts more like Jim, which is very interesting to see them grow based off each other's interactions. I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but by the end of the film, it does what these typical zombie films do. The main enemy is always going to be some human interference. Basically, people just can't learn to live with each other and have to take advantage of each other in a desolate world. It leads to a very tense and climactic finale here, where there's a bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of zombies running around are affected, if you will, and the main character's trying to scramble around and wondering who's going to die and who's not. It's very greatly done. Well, I do really enjoy this film and I highly recommend it. I do have like two problems that aren't really big, but I might as well mention them. One of this is this scene. They're trying to collect water, but that's a laundry basket there. That laundry basket's not going to catch any water. Just kidding. That's a dumb joke. That's actually not my main problem. The movie is funny. One is the intro. This whole scene, the ape getting infected and then spreading around, felt entirely pointless and didn't do a whole lot for me. It felt very cliched and didn't fit the rest of the film. In fact, how the infection is started and how it spreads is not important at all to the rest of the film, so showcasing it was just entirely pointless. It would have been much more effective if it just started immediately from the hospital scene. In fact, basically, since the ape scene is never referenced again, it's basically just pointless, and we don't need to see how it starts. We might as well just feel like it doesn't exist, in my opinion. So this scene doesn't really hurt the film, I just felt like it didn't really mix well that well. I don't know. Does anyone else agree with me? Let me know in the comment section down below. In my opinion, the bigger problem is when every time there's an affected person on screen, the frame rate goes all crazy and the shots go way too fast. It's very hard to figure out what's even going on. It doesn't happen all the time, but it is very confusing to watch. I know what they were trying to go for to try to showcase the frantic nature of it, which is unique, but at the same time, if I can't tell what's going on, then it's not great for me to watch, and that's a big problem with this film. I mean, I totally get the idea. I just love to see a scene with the infected where it doesn't feel like I'm about to throw up because of how dizzy I feel watching it. But it's not that big of a deal, and it's obviously just a minor nitpick at the most of it. To be honest, this film is great, and definitely one of the best zombie films I've ever seen. In fact, it probably is, to be honest. So if you haven't watched this movie yet, then especially if you're a zombie fan, then I highly recommend it, as it's definitely the best film I've seen so far in this Halloween marathon. So thank you for watching.